welcome everybody
Welcome everybody on Vengeance.
to the very special episode today.
Happy Halloween.
Yes, I think we'll be publishing this one on Halloween.
Yeah, close to Halloween, yeah.
Yeah, or even on the day of Halloween.
Oh
It's
man,
31st.
that's gonna be nuts. Yeah.
So today we are dressed up. Is it recording? It is. We're dressed up. You can easily guess. I think you can easily guess both of us.
I'm Batman.
And I am Harvey Specter.
So I dressed up as Batman. I don't have the cape now. This year I'm gonna go with a leather jacket.
Wow.
And I made this costume myself, the chest plate and everything. It was so fun to do this. And I used this 2 years ago for Halloween. I went around with my kids and everybody watching and looking, Batman. Oh, can you? Yeah.
Yeah, I hear
I
you.
don't have a sense of everything with this mask on, so it's crazy. And then I decided to pull a joke to my girlfriend, and she was working. And I went inside the restaurant where she works with the mask on. So some people started freaking out. And I go, she notices me, and I had the mask on. She started laughing, and she was like red in the face. You know, it's like, oh my God. And she later told me, it's like, oh man, you were so hot in the mask.
Holy shit.
So the effect that she was like really taken from my surprise. However, I don't know how long I can last in this state because it's kind of warm in this mask.
And I didn't plug the light, so they will die.
In this outfit,
That's fine.
they will die. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's okay.
So I don't know how long I can go with this, but I'm already sweating, so it's kind of crazy. But I just wanted to show you guys, and it was something funny for
Plus,
us
this
to
is
do.
the special
So
day.
what is your costume? I mean, you're dressed up. Look at you.
I'm a Harvey Specter today.
Oh, damn.
So this is
with
my...
the piano.
Yeah, this is the story behind that. I'll tell in a second. But this, like, I'm still watching Suits. This is, like, really have special place in my heart. And Harvey Specter is, like, the person I identify with.
Oh,
He's,
wow.
like, really the person, like, I really like.
Yeah.
And, like, his behavior, his human being, as a
Yeah.
human being, he's a great guy. And so this is kind of like how you say that, I will say this is like to show that I really like this guy,
Yeah.
and this is my thing today. So
Okay.
yeah,
Nice.
as a part of the TV show, you know.
Yeah. So, so I think this is really it for me in costumes, man. I'm just dripping inside the mask.
You can take it out.
So I'm gonna take it off, and we're gonna get back to what you said about the Spectre
Yes.
guy and the way you identify with him.
Yeah, we are back.
So we had some issues with our recorder, and in the meantime, I was melting away in that costume. So I sent Batman go solving some crimes in Gotham City, and I said, "Well, I'll see you later," and we'll just come back here.
Yeah, and I took off one of the parts of my costume.
Yeah, so
but I'm still.
it took us a while to get reorganized again. I had
but
to
I'm
wash
still.
my face. I used like some special makeup to make your eyelids like black
Nice.
with the costume.
I'm still in the character though, so.
Well, you're still good. So I want to go back to something you said at the beginning because that really. So you said you like the character. You identify with the character.
Yeah.
Okay. There's something that I wanted to warn you about here
Well, it's not like.
because it's a question of we can admire people. And most of the time, the way we make our personality is by admiring people around us. And so we say we want to be like them, you know?
I didn't say that.
No.
Yeah.
Generally, it's like how it works.
So
because you need a point of referral so you can emulate, look at that person and see, I want to be like them. You know, I aspire to be like them. However, there's something that you need to pay attention to because when you are an older, there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. when you're older, when you're growing up, we're always growing up in a certain way. And you have your own character, your own abilities, your own personality.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I need to specify.
Hey,
I didn't
go
say
ahead.
I want to be like him. I want to say he reminds me myself.
He reminds you of yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I watch this TV show, I feel like if I would play, because I love acting, if I would play in this TV show, I would be this exact role.
You would?
Totally. And whenever I watch like movie, it's kind of like a weird thing, but if I watch movie or TV series, I like pick the character I want to play this role. So that's why I like identify with him, because this is the role I would play if I would be
Okay.
able to do so.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
this is not like I want to be like him. I want to go. No.
Yeah, well, yeah. Thanks for clarifying that. I
Yeah.
was,
So, but he's like professional, like very, he has this intelligence, like the power. This is really cool.
yeah.
Yeah. So if I would ever play in this TV show, that would be my role.
Well, I think like that kind of role, you said having power, but having power comes with a certain responsibility.
Sure.
You know,
and you
like-
need to manage that.
There is one thing of having power if you're a psychopath, and having power if you have wisdom. Because
Yeah, that is true.
you can understand better the difference between good and evil, and you can defend the weak and be strong against your enemies at the same time. And
That is true.
you need to understand, because power corrupts,
For sure.
and they say absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Always. But he's such a nice character. He takes care of people. With the time of the TV show, they kind of make him more approachable for everybody. So it seems like he's kind of like more, because at the beginning he was more like a strict, like,
Like an asshole character.
kind of, not like exactly, but later they made him like more look like a human being, like going through emotions. Like before, they were not showing like that he might be weak, he might have weak side, but everybody has some.
He reminds me a lot of an anti-hero narrative, when the villain is... We like a good villain, and we like a good villain that is deep, that is a thinker, and that takes measured decisions. And at the same time, when the villain can express some good traits, we kind of like them. We're fascinated by it,
That is true. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with Batman?
I always loved the character, and it's like comics and the DC universe. I like among like all the superheroes, I think like Batman is the one that is the one that appeals more to me. His story, every superhero has a terrible story at the beginning. They go through a huge like deal of suffering. It's like kind of at the basis of storytelling, the hero journey. You have the hero that grows in difficulties, and he has a tragic time, and something bad happens to him, and then they decide to they even gain some power at the same time, or find ways to fight against something, stand for something mostly. And the fact of like, you have this character, you have Bruce Wayne, that is this rich billionaire, and then you have Batman, and the only way Batman is just, he doesn't have any superpowers. He's intelligent, he's a intelligent and curious mind, and at the same time he lives this double life, there was this scene in about the superpower when he's with the Flash in one of the latest DC movies, and he says, "But what is your superpower?" And he tells him, "I'm rich." So that's his superpower, basically.
Nice.
But
So have you seen this movie, the latest Batman, that was 2021 or 2020?
which one?
Like the last
With Christopher Nolan Batman or
Let me check. Because that was the movie I really enjoyed.
Ben Affleck? Which one
No,
was
no,
the
no.
Batman? Oh, with the British actors.
2022. It's
Yeah, the
with
British
Robert
actor.
Pattinson.
Yeah.
Well,
Robert
in my
Pattinson.
opinion, he wasn't great. He wasn't that great. Like his emotions were not like. I I would rather have somebody else as a Batman. But the movie itself, I really enjoyed. Like all the stuff around, the lights, like the vibe.
Yeah,
Holy-
there was a great filtering of like the lights, the environment.
that's
always
ridiculous
looked- yeah,
how they can like made it. Like
It
I
was
was
different,
It was
yeah.
3 hours almost,
Mhm.
and I was in the movie theater that time, and I was like, oh, holy, the sound was like impossible. So have you?
I think a couple of times I watched it. I think
Okay.
he did very good. I think he was good. The only thing is that they said during the interviews that he didn't want to work out or something, but I don't know if he said that jokingly.
Mm,
And there was just one part when he was bare chested, but he didn't look like great physique. But I don't know
maybe.
if the actor is a tall guy. He's really tall person.
He's a good actor, but
He
maybe-
evolved during the years.
I mean, it's a preference. I would rather see somebody else, but it's still
Yeah.
great movie.
Ben Affleck was a good Batman too, I think.
I kind of cannot. I didn't see like many of those movies.
Christian Bale was the greatest.
Oh,
I think.
he's phenomenal.
Did 3 movies.
Have you seen the movie? It's called Le Mans, with the
Oh, I heard about it.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Oh,
yeah.
it's so good. If you have a chance to watch it, strongly recommend. I went to a movie theater. That was the best experience because like the biggest screen and the sound of the cars, but like the emotions they have, like really, and the change how he changed to the characters, like every different movie.
Yes, there's that movie when he did the mechanic, Christian Bale.
Oh yeah,
He was super skinny. To that point though, like you might wonder a person like that really losing all that weight, and then in another movie, I don't know if he put on weight to become like a little bit chubbier, But the transformations are
it's incredible.
yeah, the transformations at that point, you really are at the top of the highest paid actors and grossing actors for movie theaters, and you might really think, is it that necessary to do that? But that shows you that he doesn't need to do that, but that's some dedication over it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Plus he does that for a living, so
And the other thing,
You can focus on that.
the other phenomenon that I want to talk about when we talk about movies and actors going above and beyond is the phenomenon mostly when they do superhero movies. Most of these actors, the lead roles, they go on PEDs, performance enhancing drugs,
Oh, really?
in order to create that physique, that superhero look.
Interesting.
Like, take, for example, Chris Hemsworth with Thor. Ben Affleck, it was known that he was on roids when he took the part for Batman for the first movie. And most of these actors are on something because you got the studios that are on it. Like, of course, you want to have superhero physique, The same
You have to.
Harry Cavill with Batman, What's the other one? The Wolverine. I forgot the name of the actor.
I don't
But
remember.
he was... And then, of course, whenever they do those scenes, specifically when they're without a shirt, they have the help of lights.
Lights. That's the big thing.
They are slightly dehydrated to make the muscles look fuller.
Plus, they might use some kind of like makeup stuff to like highlight the.
Maybe. No, not today, I think, because because they work out, they have dietitian.
Yeah, for sure.
They have a trainer, and they may do a few push-ups, few pull-ups to pump up a little bit and just look that good for that few seconds that they show that,
Totally.
But it's it's an industry, and there's a lot of millions of dollars involved, and they just have to do that for a few months. They're supervised. At the same time, The Rock, he's perennially huge.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He's
like,
almost 50, and honestly, at that age, you cannot really keep up that physique, that amount of muscle, unless you are on something. We just want to be honest here. It doesn't.
probably. But like some people, as you see, they get like the power from the mother nature. You know,
What
like
do you mean?
like nobody is born like not everybody's born like The Rock, like huge already.
Yeah, genetics.
Genetics,
Well,
like
there are few cases, but there are far and few cases of athletes that are natural and they
that's
look good.
not everybody is born tall, like with the genetics to be tall.
Yeah.
So like you either have it or not,
Mhm.
and if you have it, good for you. Go ahead, use it.
But if you have genetics and you use drugs, you're gonna be a monster. You're gonna grow like big. Just look at the lineup of Mr. Olympia on the stage. You see all those athletes because they are athletes at the end of the world, at the end of the day. And
So
another
you're saying they all using shit?
of course, yes. Especially in the open division, you could be as big as you want, like 300 pounds, like 280. It's insane. And how do you think you can pack that amount of muscle and compete? Because at that point, it's like the first Mr. Olympia. They win the first prize. I don't know if they won $500,000 in sponsorships and
Wow.
other deals for the first prize. I don't know
Crazy.
if it's more. Yeah, but hey, at that point, it's just they're freaks. They're monsters.
Yeah,
They're
I want to
big.
gain some weight.
However, another thing is not everybody that is gonna take PEDs, steroids, is gonna look like those guys.
No, not you need
Not
to have
everybody.
yeah.
Because you need to be genetically gifted to
How
get
this
to that
affects,
point.
like this is not good for the health, right?
Yeah.
So why they still
So listen to this. You cannot. I wrote this on a paper once.
Mhm.
You cannot make a donkey into a racehorse, but you can indeed make a more athletic donkey.
For sure.
You know?
Have you ever tried those things?
No, never. No, it's not for me. I don't think it's. First of all, they're expensive and they have different side effects. Everybody answers in a different ways to side effects,
Yeah.
and it's not a healthy way to live your life. Just to have. Yeah, of course I want to be jacked. Everybody does, but like there's a limit to your ability to gain muscle. If you're a novice, you will gain muscle very quickly in the first year, like a lot. And when you become more advanced athlete, the cycle slows down because you need to find novel methods and novel stimulus applied to your muscles and to your physique in order to achieve some results. But after that, when you had the most of your gains, after a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, your gains will be minimal, even if you're still keeping on applying yourself, So it's a game about maintaining and gaining a little bit at a time. After that, there is no such a thing that people say, gaining 20 pounds of muscle in a year. It's like, that's insane. That's not natural.
It's too much.
No, it's not just too much. It's physiologically, naturally, you cannot achieve
It's
that.
not like a
If you're-
natural
if you're-
way.
If you're a novice, yeah, you could do that. Go from that stage from nothing to
Yeah.
packing muscles. But if you're 40 and you say you're gonna have gain like 20 pounds of muscles in a year, no, I don't think so. There's something else underneath.
Yeah. Well, so are we going to start with our
Real stories?
little topics?
Yes, go ahead.
So the first one I wanted to talk, I discovered this interesting app. It's created in Los Angeles, California, by like some people. It's super small for now. Plus, for free, you get like 60 to 120 seconds of the material.
What does this company, what's their field of expertise?
Basically, they have AI programs, and this one particularly would be focused on translating videos. So if you put like the video you have, and the app will just translate for you to like many languages. There is Hindi, Japanese, Chinese, German, Spanish, French, Italian, so many, so many. And also the app will adjust your mouth to make it look like
Like you speak in the language. And
this is ridiculous, because this actually like it kind of works. I think in like so I use this like free trial, but the thing is that like for now it's super small. So like when I uploaded the video, the first video, it told me like it's 9,000 videos in the line to process. So the waiting time is long. If you want to get more minutes on this, you can pay, but the price are ridiculous. Like there is like $100 for 60 minutes, or like $200 for 120 minutes, but this is nothing. Like if you want to translate your videos, you need like thousands of minutes. You know what I mean?
Yes, oh, of course.
So I think for now, this is more like an experiment, because it's so expensive and not like, it doesn't go like that easy. Plus there has some bugs, like it doesn't translate some words like exactly perfectly how we want it to do. But still, like it shows like what's going to be in the next 5-10 years, you know? Because I show you this video. I took the video from the podcast and translated it, for example, to Italian. And like...
Yeah, we did this. We just posted a video.
The short, if you want to see.
Yeah, there's a
jump
short on the channel. And basically, he put this video through that program. And when I went and checked to see if the Italian was correct and the sentences, the intonation, everything, it was insane. I could see my mouth and even like my voice. And it was like I was speaking Italian. I do speak Italian anyways, but like that
but
was really...
It recorded in English.
We recorded in English.
So that's...
Just like changing the way your mouth moves and the tonality of your voice, that is insane. And then we translated one into Polish, and we were just curious.
How it sounds, yeah.
And I was speaking Polish, and that's insane.
So this way you can speak every language you want.
Yes.
Or that's what you mentioned before, that like you can reach so many people in the world.
You don't need to translate your videos or do videos. You can run your videos through this platform, and
in the future probably.
Yes, and then probably just think about the audiences you could reach.
Look at Mr. Beast. He hires people to make videos in Spanish, voice actors, Japanese, and other languages, I guess. I think Russian too. So like for him, probably sooner or later would be like just tool to like save money.
Yeah, but you just think about it. I used to do, when I was in Italy, I used to do translation studies. And for a human person, what it takes to translate, it's not a simple feat. It's a matter of habit. Correct. If you need to translate some text, so what you would do, we lost the light. You would have the help of a software, for example, run the text, and then you would... Well, first of all, years ago, when we didn't have any software to help us, we would just read line by line and make up the context. However, sometimes there is not a certain word to that language to make the translation, because one thing that I learned by studying, it says, tradurre vuol dire tradire. It means... to translate, it means to betray.
Yeah.
So that is like, you cannot really accurately translate word by word.
Never.
Because if you do, you're gonna lose the context. If you translate word by word. And that's when the translator comes in and adds the human context from the human point of view and make the translation flow.
That's why when they're translating books, like sometimes it's like totally different words used to like keep the same context. That's what I remember.
Yeah, context matters. And of course, the translation needs to be faithful to the original. Otherwise, you're going to lose the originality. And especially if you're translating literature, you really have to convey that meaning with those words, because with poetry, for example, you're really tempted to translate, when you translate, to add more words, and doing so, it makes the text a little bit longer. But in the case of AI, that is insane. I mean, you literally cut out a job description. We're not gonna need translators anymore.
Yeah,
Because everything is automated.
I think AI will cut like many
Many jobs.
jobs.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know what's the state of our future is going to be, because AI is going to take over transportation. AI is going to take over translation. I think AI is going to take over logistics.
Plus, you go to the store and you have just
Call centers. AI, like
Oh,
already.
it's already.
They're already doing that. Well, cash registers was already the case, but that's not really AI. But there's so many other fields.
well,
there.
it's not technically AI, but if you go, it kind of speaks to you,
Yes.
tells you like this is kind of AI.
Like chatbots for mental health, as we saw last time in our video.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're already doing that, and there will be very little. I mean, there will be new jobs coming through in that field. There will be creation of new jobs.
But it will be up to people to adjust.
But then what happens? What do you think the human race will be doing if everything is overtaken by AI and robots?
I don't really see it that great, honestly.
Everyone lost the light number 2. We lost both two engines.
That's fine.
Just going down.
My fault. I didn't plug it
It's
in.
okay.
We're too focused on the cost.
Yeah. And so that's the thing. Don't you think there is going to be a sort of UBI, Universal Basic Income? You know what that is?
What is it?
Universal Basic Income is the concept that everybody, regardless of who they are,
Getting money.
they're going to get some money from the state
So
in order to cover their basic needs and to survive.
So maybe in the future world, it would be like all the things are covered by AI and done automatically, and people are just living without working and getting money from like the government.
Universal Basic Income?
What you said, like it might make sense. Like look, like let's say, I don't think it's gonna be during our lives, but maybe like 2220 will be in 200 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just live and you go to the store and basically there's no cashiers. You just tap the card, pick what you want, and the machine just gives you the food.
Yeah, it's insane. But there was this presidential candidate in the previous presidential election, Andrew Yang. He proposed this thing when he was running, and he said, I want to give to each citizen $1,000 a month, no matter what. As long as they're a citizen, $1,000.
But how they can afford that?
Oh, there's different ways. Just cut a bunch of...
Well,
if you want to cut defense contracts and...
do you think it's a good idea? You think like that?
Just think about it. $1,000 is not enough to make you live by, and it's enough to cover your basic expenses. I will be a proponent of that because you would have at least a basic parachute, something to protect you, basically. Of course, yeah. Can you become lazy and do nothing? Yeah, but you're gonna live on $1,000. If that's good for you, enough for you, yeah, go ahead. But for me, $1,000 would be like that. I'm free to rent is covered. I don't have to worry about rent. So now I can go and find a second gig or do something that I love to do because I don't have to work my ass off doing 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs. I could do what I like. You know what I'm saying? Like I can use my creativity to do something. I mean, yeah, there is this argument. Oh yeah, you're giving money away to people. People are going to be lazy. Nobody's going to work anymore. No, that is not true. I don't think so. There's few experiments that are done it, and they show that people were saving that money. And
the problem is inflation.
It can be, but no, at the same time, if you have more people having more money, that would be like a determined amount of money.
Hmm.
People go spend. If people go spend, the economy works. You know how that is.
That is true.
So it's a very complicated
It
issue.
is. It's interesting.
Some jurisdictions have are testing this thing with few $100s, and even in other parts of the world. And there's pros and cons, like with anything.
Oh, for sure. Like it might be good. Like we don't know until we try. So it's like
Yeah, but with the upcoming AI, like what kind of jobs, like you would not.
what's gonna be left
What
to
is
do.
going to be left? Yeah.
Like it's yeah. So we'll see. But this is like the topic I wanted to mention because like that was like it blew my mind.
Well, there is even that AI on video that if you are, whenever you're doing a video, you look at the camera, correct? However, most people, what they have a teleprompter, right? And even if you have your eyesight, your eyes are looking down, reading something, the AI makes it in a way that you're staring at the camera.
Yeah.
So no matter what, and I saw this guy, he had the screen, split screen, and it was normal on one side and with the AI on the other side.
Yeah.
And that was astounding.
It is. It's very interesting. It's I would say it's like a weird thing, but it's very useful. And I think it's going to be more like a song of the future. Because for now, those AI tools, they're not cheap.
No, they're not.
Like you can get like little like free trial. But if you want to get like full time with that, you got to pay a lot of
Yeah,
money.
but costs are going down.
Yes,
And-
that's what I'm saying. Like maybe in 5 years.
Well, my problem with, and as I say, AI is a good thing. It's gonna make our lives better. However, you don't want fully 100% AI to take over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And it's getting crazy. So
it doesn't take much that the whole grid goes down, and then we're already over relying and over too much dependent on technology. And if something really goes down, a solar flare can create an electronic magnetic pulse that can fry electric systems, and really you're in the dark ages like this. And then only who knows survival skills can actually survive, and it's crazy.
yes.
There is this book called an old book called 1 Second After, and it's a fiction book, and they show a scenario in which North Korea bombed. This is just a scenario, and this is just a book.
Okay.
North Korea bombed an atomic bomb in the higher atmosphere of the United States, generating an EMP, electromagnetic pulse. And that shut down everything in the United States in the grid. And the scenarios in the book are so realistic, they show you like all the sick and the old are gonna die in 2 weeks because there is not gonna be hospitals, electricity, medicines. Food in the major cities has a length of a week
Correct.
before they refurbish everything, and 2 weeks will become like a jungle. Social order will be gone. No police, no nothing. Everybody fending for their own. The government, same thing. It will be hard to establish order, and you will have this militia of people grouping to each other, just like these groups of people, they just got the strongest go and take everything away from the weak and create these like societies, and you would just be gone. And a small infection could actually kill you because you got no medicine and everything.
You see how many people COVID killed?
Yeah,
That's
not many. I mean, it wasn't that big
still,
of a deal. It wasn't that big of a deal.
I mean, still,
the way they
people-
wanted to make it pass, and yeah, but it's insane.
well, also speaking about the technology and like life moving forward, I have this topic about the esport.
Esports,
Correct.
electronic sports.
Yes. So I'm just gonna bring some numbers over here. I have the article that the esports industry has seen tremendous growth over the years, both in terms of viewership and revenue. And like last couple years, those were like a huge peak of
Gonna get
that.
the computer.
Yes. And if when I'm talking about esport, it's kind of like sport because like there's so many tournaments and like you go and see like let's say Counter-Strike. It's a game with like
Oh,
a
yeah. Oh.
first person
Oh, man,
shooter.
Yeah.
And like you play basically 5 versus 5 and there's like a huge venue in with people on like a stadium, right? And those are just sitting there and playing 5 versus 5 in the computer game and people are watching on the screens, just to let you know how it looks. So the article says there had already been a significant increase in esports viewers since 2016, both occasional viewers and enthusiasts, viewers who watch it regularly. Between 2018 and 2019, there was a 12% increase over year, and then in 2022 there were 250 million occasional viewers, and then the whole audience was 500 million people. And they expect in 2025 to be this like 700 million, and like many of those tournaments, those are like international. So if they play, for example, Counter-Strike, and there's the tournament called Major, played in, for example, in France, and the prizes are like millions of dollars already, millions. So this is plus sponsorship, media rights, publisher fees, merchandise, tickets, digital streaming. So it comes to like huge revenue, like hundreds of millions of dollars in the whole year, in the whole world. So, and people are watching everywhere. People are streaming that. People are identifying with that as well. So, what's your
that's the
thoughts
thing.
on that?
Like we went from our parents saying like, "Don't play too much video games. Go play outside. You're gonna be,
You gotta
gonna
have
get
enough.
stupid." And then
You gotta have a
saying,
real job.
and then saying like, "Oh, video games are bad for you. You're wasting time." And who could have seen that?
Yeah.
Like
The same was with YouTube.
it just became professional, like professional. Do you know soccer teams in Europe, in Italy? They have
Section of
yeah,
FIFA.
EA Sports, and
Yeah.
they play regularly, like with other teams. Like the real team is gonna be on the field, and they're just gonna play with the joypad and just play
Correct.
the virtual side of it. So that's crazy.
I used to play a lot of games in my life.
Yes.
So I have like experience. I was watching the tournaments too, but that was back in the day, like 2018, 2020. Last couple years, I just jump out of that. I didn't play games much, just FIFA occasionally. But I played Counter-Strike a lot. But I gotta say that if you get your friends on the team speak, and it's 5 people in the team, and you guys communicate together, create the tactic, and fight with other team that you know those people, and they have separate channel, and you kind of like fight with them to win. It's fun.
I know for sure that
It's fun, and it can be so competitive. Like if we see sport as like the purpose of sport to like compete, I would say it's kind of like sport, but
Well, I would say like there's really nothing like sports, because sports involves like human movement and performance based.
this is performance based.
It is
They
mental.
train
It is mental reflexes. Yes, absolutely.
muscle memory,
Mm-hmm.
like the mouse. It's you need to aim. It's all based on your aim. They train like 10 hours a
And
day.
they're so fast.
the reaction. So I would say it's a performance base as well. So we might disagree at this point, but I see many like similar things with sport, because those players I was watching, like, day in their life, they go to the gym too, they train to be in the good shape.
Oh,
They have a training 5 hours here, then lunch break 5 hours with the coach. The coach is standing around and saying like, okay, you stay here, we go this side.
oh, they even have a coach.
Oh, totally.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
The coach is during the game and on the headphones and telling them like, guys, okay, now we're doing this and that. You go here, and we play this.
Wow, and then they create different strategies, and wow,
So it might.
and it's millions of dollars. Well, was it Fortnite too?
It's all the games now.
All the games.
I think the big deal is a Dota. It's like I'm not into that, because it's like you look from the up for like the platform, and those are like guys doing something. I don't understand that. There is a Fortnite when there was like 100 people basically on one server, and who survives as the last, it wins.
Oh,
So
how long
those-
does it take?
Like the game might take, I think, up to like 1 hour, because basically they jump everybody from the air to the map, and there is like things to collect. Like you can collect gun, this and that, and you could have build like some stuff, and you start with 0, and what you collect, you fight with other people to survive.
Did you ever watch the movie Ready Player One? Oh man.
Never.
Oh.
Is it good?
It's fantastic. It's a futuristic movie about these people that live their life in this multiverse, and it's a game and playing, and they have costumes and suits that they put on.
Wow.
And they live in the game, and they do quests. Like it's so much that the game is the real world.
Interesting.
You know, while the real life is different, and it's crazy. And you
That's
got these guys at the top of the corporation that want to have the power over this multiverse. You should watch it.
Yeah,
it's
I
really
will.
nice. It's well made too.
Nice. But what do you think, like, overall about esport? What's your...
Well, I think esports are something new, a new job. There you go. With technology, do I think it has anything good for society? I don't think so. I mean, it's good for those that play. However, the stigma of the don't play video games because you become violent, or you would do. Of course, not everybody makes it. You know,
Well, but if
it's
you
very
see-
competitive.
Well, if you see, let's say, tournament of FIFA, right? It's competitive, and let's say people watch on the TV how they play. So it's kind of like real game.
But at the same time, playing video games is supposed to be something you have fun with. It's something for you to detach from reality and just relax and do something different and entertain and enjoy. If you put it under that perspective, there is the pressure of becoming the greatest and becoming a professional. Of course, when you throw millions of dollars at it, yes, it makes it appealing for many because it's something they enjoy doing and something they can potentially make money out of it. But
Isn't it the same with the real sport?
Yeah, it is.
Used to be like just fun, and now all the soccer players, hundreds of millions from Arabia.
No, not really though, because when you put a professional label on it and sponsors and salaries and contracts, it's a total different story.
Yeah, I mean,
And if you tell me that is the same,
I'm not saying it's the same, but I would say it has many like similar
but if you look,
things.
is it good for your health doing physical sports? Yes. Is it good for your health sitting 10 hours a day in front of a computer, winging a mouse? I don't think so.
Yeah,
You know.
that might be another thing.
So it's, and you need to put in the time to become better and better at it.
In everything, right?
You know, and when you're starting, you're an amateur, you put in a ton of hours on it.
Mm-hmm. Some I've heard the stories of kids who started doing this when they were like 6 already now, practicing, you know.
Yeah.
So
Do you think that's good? I don't think so, because you need to develop social skills when you're 6. You need to go play outside, go get dirty. You know, go chase a ball, go
Yeah.
play around. You know.
but that shows how the world changes, right? Because some parents literally push those kids to become.
Yeah. Now it's the opposite. Some parents push it.
Yeah, they were like, you do this, you train, and you become this, and we, you know,
Yes.
it's just a different reality now.
So one thing that I wanted to talk about technology is technology in the medical field. You know, technology in increasing lifespan for people. And that's always something that fascinated me. And I have this article here from Big Think that says monkey lives with CRISPRed pig kidney for over 2 years. So before we move on, say what is CRISPR? CRISPR is a technology that can be used to edit genes. As such, will likely change the world. The essence of CRISPR is simple. It's a way of finding specific bits of DNA inside a cell, and after that, the next step in CRISPR's gene editing is usually to alter that piece of DNA. So CRISPR has also been adapted to other things, such as turning genes on and off, altering their sequence. So, editing genes. I want this new child to be super strong, a super athlete, super intelligent, blue eyes, blonde, tall, 6'5", whatever. They edit the genes,
Really?
and there it is. It's basically, some would say, playing God. Is it ethical?
Not really.
There is another. Why you think it's not ethical?
Well, because you change
What
something
if-
what is supposed to be.
What if you have you and your wife one day are trying to have a baby, and you find that there is something running in your family where you have a propensity for Alzheimer, and of course that gets inherited by your child. Do you want to turn that gene off and
For
replace
sure.
it with something better, or
For sure, but this is like,
okay. Isn't
I
that,
think it's a different story when something comes to like the potential pain, potential, you know, problem,
yeah?
or like just you mentioned changing the color of eyes.
But isn't lack of intelligence potential pain for somebody's life as well? So would you say, let's ramp up their intelligence to 190? So what is the line?
It's tough.
It is tough. It is tough. Yes.
I would say, if we talk about
You say life saving. If it's life saving and increasing quality of life, then you say that it's okay.
but it's also the thing,
But
like,
quality of life means also like being
yeah,
a super athlete.
maybe, yeah, correct. That's why I would say, like, I would leave those things to different parents' judgment.
However, when you put that kind of stuff into humans, humans can do crazy things and go nuts over it,
Yeah.
especially like scientists. So you need somebody that has really strong ethics of a government that says, no, we're not going to do this.
But do you think
However-
the government of the future would not allow things like that?
Well, don't you think the government doesn't want to make super soldiers?
They,
Oh, fuck yeah, they want.
yeah. That's why they will just.
Don't you think that in order to push their country forward, they don't want to make a super genius that is going to invent something great?
They
And-
want to do so.
Yes, every country wants an edge against an enemy or another country because they want to be the supremacy
That is
of
true.
the world. Look at the United States. They want to have an edge on China, on Russia, on every other country. So what they do, they assert their power abroad, either through military interventions or diplomacy or energy policies. You know, like if you can have your hands on more resources, you want that power. Wouldn't you want it?
Oh yeah, that's
But
true.
the same thing, we get back to that term, power corrupts. So
But also like again, like almost every single topic like make us wonder about the future. Like this topic too, like what's gonna be like.
well, this topic is about what it's going to be about. So, a monkey survived for more than 2 years with a kidney from a gene edited pig, according to a new study. It's a dramatic example of a new technology that could help save countless lives. But the 2 year survivor had the best outcome of the 15 monkeys in the study. So you see, this thing is still like in the making. It's still going, pushing the boundaries of research, pushing the boundaries of what is allowed to
But
do.
if they already are pushing that, what's gonna be like in 10 years? Like,
But
they-
yeah, but at the same time, look, of 104,000 Americans on the waiting list for an organ transplant, about 6,200 are going to die this year because they didn't get the life-saving organ they needed in time. One of the most promising solutions to this organ storage is also one of the most sci-fi, xenotransplantation. This means taking organs from one species, like a pig, and transplanting them into another, like humans. And after decades of trying it and failing, researchers are finally starting to see some success thanks to gene editing. So that's the problem. And using technology like CRISPR, they're making precise changes to DNA of pigs to make their organs more likely to be accepted by the human body. Because when you have this trans species transplants, of course, the human body rejects that because, first of all, it's not human. And then you have rejecting rates also. If somebody gives you a kidney, there's that chance, so you need to find a donor that has the same blood type, I suppose, and other things. I don't know the other medical.
this stuff is tough.
And it says here, pig hearts have also functioned normally for several days in the bodies of 2 people who were brain dead at the time of the transplant, thanks to their family's decision to donate their bodies for scientific research. Kidneys from gene-edited pigs have worked for as long as 61 days when transplanted into the bodies of people who were brain dead.
Wow.
These are promising developments, and the ultimate goal, they say this biotech company, they published a study showing that we may be on the cusp of reaching this medical milestone. And so what they say, they transferred the gene-edited pigs' kidneys into 15 monkeys who had their own kidneys removed. 9 of the monkeys lived for at least 50 days. 5 of those lived for at least a year. And 1 of them lived for 758 days. The median survival rate was 176 days. So that is pretty insane. And I think that when they say that we have more than 85% of people waiting for a transplant for new kidneys, because they say that is the most sought after organ so far, and we can source them from gene edited pigs, the impact would be huge. Yes. So what if though we could actually, because you need to create a life in order to edit their DNA and harvest the organs. So would it be ethical to have, you're talking about a pig, right? So people will say, oh, it's just a pig, it's just an animal. You're still creating a life.
It's still.
But what if you create a clone of yourself, right? And you use that clone to change your parts for your body. Do you think it's ethical for the pig or for the clone? You're creating a life. Aren't you playing God at that point?
You are playing.
What do you think?
You're playing around.
So you created a life. What makes you think that your life is more valuable than that life?
Yeah. And you just want to use it to
For your
make
own
it
gain.
beneficial for you.
But some people may say, yes, but the purpose, that's why
Because some people are
we're making that.
very selfish, so they will just go ahead and do that. So I would like literally just leave it up to them.
Up to who?
Like certain people to choose.
Who's going to choose?
Like if you want to do your clone.
Yeah, but it would take billions of dollars to do. I cannot do this.
Yes,
Okay.
but
Just keep in mind.
But let's say that you can.
Just keep in mind that normal people cannot do this shit.
I know, but let's.
The rich people can.
Yes, but let's say that you can. You have those billions of dollars. So I would just say it's your call. You're gonna live with that
Well, but
and choose.
wouldn't they give them advantage over the population, because these people
Of course.
will live longer, will have more time to gather more resources.
Anyway, like people are living longer now. Like if you compare to previous
of course,
years, so
yeah,
maybe this is like another step for.
people are living longer and having less children.
Correct. So that's bring us to another, and again to the same question: what is gonna be? I know it's a tough question. We don't know.
We know that populations are declining for sure.
Yes, population is declining. Everything is going to social media, to the internet. People are disconnecting from each other. AI is taking over many things. People are getting lazier and doing all this shit.
War all over the place.
Yeah. Like, where are we going?
Where are we going? We need leaders that can
Then that they
set the
can
example.
correct.
And
Then-
say, stop all the killing, stop all the wars. Don't bitch too much about climate change. Yes, the climate has been changing for millennia. This is not the first time. The carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is increasing. Yes, there is human interference with the environment, but we can adapt. And the changes are not so dramatic as people say, because many people are anxious about this. Then wars. Stop killing each other. Let's find peace. Let's find the resolution.
Yes. But look, as
Health. Tell
Yeah.
people, dude, if you overeat, you're gonna gain weight. If you're gonna gain weight, you're gonna endanger your health. You're gonna develop type 2 diabetes. You're gonna increase your blood pressure. You're gonna have you could develop a heart condition. You could get a heart attack. You could die sooner. Okay? Don't say, people, if you take this shot of this medicine, you'll be okay. No, go to the underlying factors, lifestyle. Okay, doctors. Okay, a few doctors talk about nutrition nowadays. They say, oh, your BMI is a little bit high. Exercise and eat correctly. They don't know. They just know how to intervene, how to fix the problem when the problem is there. But nobody talks about prevention. It's many things together. When you have leaders with balls, they say, they take the initiative and they want to do, politicians, they want to do the good for the nation, for the people.
not many of those
Not
exist.
many of those. No. And
But look,
that comes again. Once you're in that position of power, you are gonna use that time and that influence to
Yes.
fill your own pockets, hands over fist.
I feel like the world is taking off. Like, look, years ago everything was going slower. People didn't really focus on that stuff. I even remember like 15 years ago, there was still like the world was older. Like people didn't do that much shit in the social media stuff, And like the world was going like, I would say like this, and now it's taking off.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not like you say social media is here and there's nothing we can do. No, we can do something about it. We can. But you say, oh yeah, but without social media, what am I going to do? What the hell are you going to do? You're going to live your life. The problem is that influencers are living their life and you're not living yours because
You're watching other
you're
people.
watching them live their life. Now we could be hypocrites at this point because we're trying to say our side of the story and have people listen to us at the same time.
Yeah.
So what does they make us? They make us hypocrites.
Yeah.
But if at the same time, if you don't
But
have...
what we do now here, I would say it's more like a older style radio, like that reminds me.
Yeah.
Listen to a dish on the radio, you just,
Yeah, but at the same time, I watch other people too. Like I listen to Joe
Yeah.
Rogan, I listen to Lex Fridman and other people, other podcasts. But that's when I want to find new ideas and I want to have a positive influence on my life, or learn something that I didn't know, or listen to another perspective, trying to enrich my life in a way,
Totally.
trying to get what is useful and discard what is not, like have a critical mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you listen to everything, but then you just take the things that apply to you that you want to use. And I hope you guys find something useful in this case, anybody. So
Yeah,
that would be,
hopefully.
yeah, it would be great. And that's our side of the story, and that's it. But yes, the world is going to shit, and I don't know.
We'll see how it goes, but
It's crazy, and there is no more common sense. Common sense is not that common anymore.
no mas. So what's your next topic?
So my next topic, we're talking about companies, mentioning something the other day, and a few other folks online on YouTube have talked about this, about Victoria's Secret.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently Victoria's Secret ditches feminist makeover after sales slump. The brand has laid out a roadmap to bolstering its revenue, including expanding its range of slip dresses and corsets. Victoria's Secret is dropping its feminist makeover and bring back sexiness. The lingerie brand ditched its glamorous catwalks and signature angels in 2018 and instead promoted a more diverse array of female ambassadors, including Megan Rapinoe and Priyanka Chopra, who modeled a line of relaxed loungewear. But executives are now reportedly re-embracing sex appeal after the short-lived makeover failed to boost sales. During a presentation last week, a top executive at Victoria's Secret said that sexiness can celebrate the diverse experiences of our customers, and that's what we're focused on. And then basically they say the reboot is part of a larger strategy to revive its sales after a 5-year marketing overhaul fell short of expectations. According to the Business of Fashion, Victoria's Secret is projecting $6.2 billion in earnings this fiscal year, a 5% drop in sales in 2022, and well below the $7.5 billion sales reporting in 2018. So now Victoria's Secret has laid out a roadmap for bolstering its revenue. Look, there's a picture of Megan Rapinoe here, but she's really not sexy. I mean, as an heterosexual man, no. They really, like, do you know the shows they were doing before? The Angels?
Oh yeah.
They were like, oh my God, it was like beautiful, like beauty, you know, sexiness. Like that was what the brand was about.
Yeah, that was Victoria.
And then they changed. They say, oh, we need to be more inclusive,
more approachable,
more color, more sizes, you know. And my girlfriend, believe it or not, she stopped going there because she was a customer, and she said, like, every time I go there, I find like fat mannequins with bras and stuff, and I just got turned down. So to some people, it's not like, so they said that, oh, it's what men want, the sexiness, what men, not really. Like, that's something that maybe it is. I mean, I like the Angels as a man, as a guy.
Totally.
They
Who
look
doesn't?
sexy to me. And a model that is not fit actually turns me down. It's not my preference. But at the same time, you want to appeal to women with different size shapes. That is okay too. But apparently that doesn't work for them. And they needed to change, remarket, and change everything. And they actually, if I go here and I look at the Victoria's Secret stock.
Oh.
So they launched their stock on July 23rd, 2021, and it was $42.14.
42?
42, yeah. Then on August 13, 2021, it reached $74.77. So it was the highest. And then after that, you just see a trend going down. And today, the stock is $19.45, even lower than their opening stock. So that tells you a lot. That tells you that either A, you have a failed strategy, somebody's messing up the financials of that company.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah. So even the New York Post says Victoria's Secret ditches prioritizing wokeness over sexiness after sales drop. That was the main idea of the brand, and it was working, and it was bringing them revenue. Then after they changed, going for different sizes and changing the market strategy, and
Didn't work.
because you know, in 2021, all these companies were really celebrating diversity and becoming woke and celebrating different size shapes. Like look at Target, everybody adding, and actually Victoria's Secret even hired a trans model, a Brazilian model, you know, as well in their line. And I don't know, live women's stuff to women, I suppose, you know, without being too much judgmental. And
Because I guess they were trying to adjust to current reality. So
so what do you think about that? What would you like more, Megan Rapinoe over the cover here, or the Angels? I mean,
well,
that's the thing.
It's
if
tough.
you're gonna do, so you are a lingerie company, and of course you're appealing to women.
so we want to make sure it looks great, but
I mean,
at some point you want to make other, because the thing is that not everybody's get the
Megan
gene-
Rapinoe is the same person. She played soccer for the U.S. Now that she's retired, she's saying like, yeah, we need more diversity in soccer, and even like trans women can play in soccer. Sorry, no, you're out now, and I want to see you compete against
the guy.
physiological guy. They're gonna beat you and your team in a way that you cannot even imagine.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
If you know, the U.S. soccer team was beat by a team of under 15
Oh, really?
in Dallas. There was a friendly game. The boys won against the world champion.
What's a physiology? We cannot.
Physiological. Well,
Yeah.
it's like you're built as a man. You're stronger. You're faster. You have more oxygen intake capacity.
Well, I mean,
You're more developed muscularly. compared
generally,
to-
because like there is many like weak men and stronger women, like right?
Yes,
But
yes. But
generally,
generally, it is known that men are stronger. There is
Because of the
there is
genetics.
yes, there is
Correct.
variability. Yes.
yeah,
But generally, men have more upper body strength than
yeah.
women,
That's
and that's known.
how the world is built. So
Yes.
I think that's their strategy, and if they failed, that looks like
Well, that's the thing, that when all these companies changed their marketing strategies to appease this diversity around, there's nothing wrong with it. Yes, you can have an inclusive agenda in your company. However, you still need to look that LGBTQ plus population is really like very little, like under 5% of the population identifies as something different than they are, than their sex, you know, like they identify with something else.
okay.
It's less than 5%, and 95% of the population has is the one. If you promote something for a small minority, so it might turn down the majority of people in buying your products, because
Makes
they
sense.
now see that you're pandering for the small minority, and you're actually changing your whole look and your whole agenda just to appease the few. You know what I'm trying to say?
I think they have a strategy to appeal to everybody, but they cannot please everybody.
You can never please everybody. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
so it doesn't work.
So my thing is like, be your company. You have your mission statement. You stand for something since the beginning. You have some principles, and you say, this is who we are. You know, this is our target segment
Mhm.
of the population, and this is what we're gonna do. This is our
So instead of like switching all around, I would rather, if I were like the CEO of the company.
I mean, you have to do some changes sometimes.
Yes, but I
understand
would
that.
rather show the respect for the minorities.
Yeah.
Instead of like switching, because since you're a majority of people, your client, your clientele, and they prefer certain type of
I don't know. I
the
think
style.
I think you could do both because you make billions of dollars a
Yeah,
year. And
but
but
yes,
that's the problem is that you have these activists in your team, these ideological influences inside. Okay, if you're a company, what is your goal? To make money. Okay, leave politics outside.
Oh, yeah.
Well, just look at Disney. Disney lost a lot of subscribers because of the way they're trying to portray the stories, inside their TV shows and movies, and they're going down. And I don't know. There's some things you cannot make everybody happy.
Oh no, never. That's why.
But to me, it's like if you need to favor a certain ideology and you set aside your main objective, your main goal, that is to make a certain product, you cannot become politicized if you're a company.
That is true.
You need to keep your own identity to a certain extent.
Yeah, they just overdid it.
They overdid it.
Those.
Well, at the same time, through Pride Month, did you see the logos of the companies?
Yeah, they all changed.
They're all rainbow colored, but the same companies in the Middle East have the normal logo.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Mercedes in Europe has the rainbow. Mercedes in Saudi Arabia has the normal logo.
Oh.
So they do it just here in the United States.
Maybe they're too scary to
No, yeah, of course they are
Yeah,
scared
they're
because
scared to lose.
Well, in other countries,
You know how the Saudi Arabia is.
Yeah, no,
So,
but the other countries are they don't stand for some values, same values that we stand here.
I see here
If you really stand for LGBTQ rights, stand all over the world.
Yes, don't do it
Don't do it.
That's so stupid. They are trying to just sneaky please everybody, make as much as they can, bring as much people as they can. If you respect somebody, just do it all of the time, every day, in every country. Don't play around.
That's what it is.
Don't be fake.
Sneaky pleasing.
Show your respect always. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what
And
it is.
everywhere. Because they're scared they're going to lose those rich folks in the Saudi Arabia buying the Mercedes.
Yeah, but to me, it's like, dude, don't change your logo. Stay the same.
So it's like
okay.
being having two faces.
Well,
what's the
the same
point?
thing like in England, they were showing on purpose, all the commercials on TV. They don't have a white male anymore. They all have black man with white girl on a commercial, or they have everybody is different. It's they literally said, oh, we need to promote diversity, but yeah, you promote diversity, but you deleted white men, so you were not inclusive by your own standards. You know what I'm trying to say?
I know. What do you mean?
It's
all complicated.
It's complicated,
It
yes.
is.
But if you want to be diverse, everybody, give the chance to everyone.
That's my statement always.
What's your
Respect
chance?
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. Don't exclude people, whatever they look like or whatever they have faith in. Just let them live.
Yeah.
Live your life and let other people live their lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
Yes, I agree.
And we have one more topic kind of similar to.
Yeah, go ahead. What is that?
So
What is yours?
so this is your. I mean, because you have the topic.
Yeah, but I want to hear yours first.
Oh, you want to hear my?
What is it about?
So this is an addition to your topic,
Oh, and it's an addition?
the myth.
Okay, yeah, so we can go with mine first if you don't
And
mind.
then I can add this
Okay.
as a little
So
addition.
I just was curious and I knew something about it. And what are the effects of porn addiction? This is something, warning signs of porn addiction and how to get help. This is a website called Very Well Mind, and they have this article on relationships. It's kind of maybe an old article, like maybe a year old. And he says consuming pornography is is an all too common pastime. Studies estimate that between 86% and 96% of men regularly consume porn. Women consume only slightly less pornographic content. However, when routinely viewing pornography may be beneficial for self-exploration, sexual education, and even improving relationship with your partner, making a habit of this practice, I think, is not good for any of these. By the way, we'll talk about it.
Not really.
Making a habit of this practice to the extent where pornography affects your daily life could be problematic for your well-being. And then he says, porn addiction, much like other dependencies, may have many adverse effects. And while there is limited research on the impact of watching too much pornography, the known effects suggest that you should limit your consumption of porn. It doesn't say anything. This article, this doesn't say anything. So you're telling me there's limited research and watching too much is not good. You should limit it.
I mean,
okay, yeah.
let's start with this, that every addiction is bad.
Every addiction is bad.
If you're addicted,
like too much of everything is
it's
not
bad.
good.
Yes. Like literally everything.
And my thing is, like, they say porn addiction is very likely a behavior disorder, one characterized as hypersexual. It is similar to other sexual behavior disorders like excessive masturbation and cybersex. Yeah, signs, excessive spending on pornographic material. Like, nowadays everything is free online. So
Yeah.
engagement in risky sexual behavior, the use of porn to cope with difficult emotions like pain, anxiety, and sadness, consuming porn at risky times and moments, feeling anger, being advised to reduce porn consumption, inability to quit porn, experiencing shame following porn use but being unable to stop the habit, progressing to more extreme forms of pornography to find pleasure, finding sexual intercourse to be less satisfying, hiding porn habits from sexual partners and others. Well, they say the causes are many. Brain differences, biological differences in the chemistry and structure of the brain, cultural factors, societal expectations about appearance, sex, and relationship can also play a part in porn use, stress or psychological problems. Viewing pornography may sometimes become a form of escaping or coping mechanism. And then relationship problems, difficulties with intimate relationships. The effects are bad. So porn is so accessible, it's easy for someone to become dependent on erotic material. Research also suggests that pornography can lead to changes in the brain. In a study reviewing porn addictive nature, subjects that consumed high amount of erotic material were found to have increased brain reactions when presented with pornographic cues. Like other addictions, viewing porn affects the brain's rewards pathways, affecting a neurotransmitter called dopamine that plays a role in pleasure and cravings. This reaction has also been observed when people with substance or gambling addictions are presented with addictive prompts. Beyond changes in brain chemistry or activity, however, excessive consumption of porn has also been found to have the following effects. Can affect intimacy between partners, your partner's self-esteem, can affect satisfactions from sex, can affect daily functioning, and may encourage mental health disorders. And then treatments, well, you go to medication. Actually, I didn't know that. To manage erotic dependence, naltrexone may be recommended as a treatment measure. This medication is typically used to manage alcohol dependence and opioid addiction. Oh, wow. So I guess all the addictions have an underlying something that is similar across all of them. And then therapy, speaking to a mental health professional, family therapy, relationship counseling.
That's a good way.
So I don't think any form of porn exposure is healthy. in a certain way. You say, yeah, educational, but like I had sex at 19 for the first time, and I didn't know much about anything. And for me, it was like a way to explore and a way to find out with the other person what everything was about. Yes, you want to be careful. We knew about the basics of, being careful using contraceptions.
Yeah.
So you want to have
It's more like a knowledge.
to protect yourself against STDs. That is huge, sexually transmitted diseases, because there's people that have so many partners and you really don't know who you're having to do. So
Correct.
always protect yourself. And then also unwanted pregnancies. There's only one solution for that. Either don't engage in unprotected sex or don't do sex altogether. That is the main thing. However, sometimes stuff happens and there's some big consequences and decisions that need to be taken.
And it happens very often.
So I don't think there is, especially my issue with pornography is like, yes, it is addictive and it is bad when we have so many pre-teens nowadays, like 9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 11 and up with cell phones and unlimited and unvetted internet connection and
It's like
pornography. It's so everywhere.
very available.
Even if you need to click a button that says, are you 18? Yeah, whatever. Just click a button and then you have access. Just think about it. Nowadays, you can see as many as more than like sexual scenes and nudes than your grandfather could see ever in a lifetime. You could see 2 or 3 lifetimes of nudes than your forefathers before. Just think about it, the exposure.
Yeah.
And go ahead. What
Plus
is your
you go
thought
on
about
the
that?
plus you the
No.
Oh.
Just
no, like the what I was about to say, like it's so available everywhere. Like even if you go on Instagram, you see like all those videos.
even on X, Twitter, by the way, there's still.
I don't know
there.
about
yeah,
that.
there
but,
is.
But like I guess like they're showing you like the picture and like click this and like explore more. It's like they're trying to create the opportunity for people to like, it's like everywhere.
What gives the dopamine shot is the novelty. The novelty. Having click, refresh, see something new, scroll
Different.
down, see something different. You got these hits. You screw up your dopaminergic system, as the article was
That's
saying.
the problem that some people, when they feel bad, or
Like
they have like a
it's like a reward system.
reward, that's the biggest problem. Like,
Yeah. You gotta engage. You want more, and more. And
Yeah.
you're desensitizing yourself.
that's a huge problem.
And that's another problem that I always read that was the case, is that you say, yeah, education, whatever. Then you go have sex in real life and you're disappointed. Like some
Because
people.
they're creating like movies.
Because first of all, those sizes, those positions, they're all actors. They're all
Plus
acting.
lights, guess, like
Yeah, and none of that is real. Because
I guess it's more like a show, and some people expect this to be real.
Yes, the false expectation, and that gives you a bad concept in your head about what sex really is, and it doesn't teach you how to be respectful toward your partner and looking at your partner as the object of your sexual fantasies and your own pleasure. Instead, sex is different, is much different than that. Oh, there is also impotence. Like, you are unable to fully function as a male if by exposing yourself to too much pornography. So when the time comes that you need to do the real thing, you actually you can't.
Yeah.
Because for some reason that messes you up too.
That is
And
true.
when you allow, when you're a teenager, oh my God, you just like in your going through puberty, you're going through a phase where your hormones are like up and down and burning. And plus, if you couple that with pornography, man, you will never get out of the house. Because you just have like unvetted and unlimited like images and pornography just in front of you, and that's really not good for your health. You never develop a relationship, you never develop how to speak to somebody, you know. Like, we get back to what is sex is like a dance between two mature individuals where they wanna spend a good time together by giving each other pleasure, not taking somebody from someone for the other person for your own gain. It's a delicate dance in which you're respectful at the same time. You share your intimacy with somebody. It's like the place where you're the most vulnerable. You're vulnerable with each other, and you become one during that intercourse exchange, you know. And
that's true.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be this like packaged, fantasized, with large dicks and like all that stuff and all that violence.
So even this topic brings us again to the growth of world.
What do you mean?
Like, before
the decadence, yes.
Yeah, like now since it's so available, like, and everywhere.
It's like when, okay, you remember I talked about this once, and this is the perfect example what this may fit. I talked about Dante Alighieri once, the Divine Comedy, when he talks about this in Inferno. You are not born to be brutes, but you were born to seek knowledge and virtue. Okay? Virtute e conoscenza. That means that by being brutes, the only thing that really keeps us human in our animal state is our behavior, our sexual needs, our sexual wants, our cravings, you know, because we're human after all.
Yeah.
But there must be a point where you mature and you understand, you set aside those cravings and let that animalistic part of yourself go, and you just focus on developing yourself and becoming a better human being by developing skills that will further you in the world. You know?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
It is. Just think about it. Would you be victim to the emotions of pornography or maybe spending time building yourself into something better?
Yeah, totally.
Using that time wisely, because there is all the satisfaction of the downfall of the world is also like this highly individualistic thing, the ego. Me, for my pleasure, my cravings, my want.
People are selfish.
Yeah, it's like 2-year-olds at 40. They never grow out of it. So you have this excessive indulgence, overindulgence in pleasures 24/7, and I think you cannot do that.
People got to calm down.
You need that amount of suck in your life, in the sense that you need to
if something happens, just take it on your chest. You know, if something bad happens to you.
What do you mean?
Like, because some people go to...
well, no, I'm saying like you need to you need to struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
It cannot be Disneyland and cakes all the time, every day. Oh, sure. Jesus. Like, come on. Can you, like, for how long can you eat cake? And that's going to be boring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like doing nothing.
And just,
you need struggle in your life. You need it to grow.
And you have a balance.
Yeah. What were you saying about something happens to you? Something bad happens?
No, not to me, but in general, if something happens bad to people, they jump to the videos.
Yeah, it's a coping mechanism.
Yeah. So this is like they need to maybe seek some help with the therapy.
Yeah.
Because this is like dangerous.
But then at the same time, we're more isolated. People live lives online, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And look at the OnlyFans that they make it easier, because that's pornography too.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
And once people found out that they could make an enormous amount of money out of it, what do you think happens? They're incentivized. Hey, I don't need to go and work at McDonald's. I can just go and show my ass and do sexual acts in front of a camera.
Make money out of that.
And people are willing to pay me for it, you know? And so they will just go and do that. And like the story of the teacher that we had a few episodes ago.
Yeah. They're seeking like way to find a better life.
Yeah, and I don't know who pays for that. Like who pays for these?
I don't know. Like there's so many people.
Like what are you gonna
doing
gain?
that.
Like you're paying every month for a subscription to an OnlyFans channel.
That's so
Like
stupid.
how's that like? What do you do in your life? Like why would you do that?
I have no idea.
What kind of talent does that person? What kind of value is that person adding to your life?
Zero. This
You
is
know,
crazy.
what is like other than your like trying to
I guess-
quench your thirst for like eroticism and pleasure, but like are you really go look at your phone every day? Look at your
Because this is all
OnlyFans?
fake. This is all fake. Holy shit.
It
Look
is.
at all those people like Photoshop.
So
like,
what is the difference for you, like between that and prostitution at that point?
It's the same.
Is there another form of prostitution? Because
it just
you're
jumped to online.
You're doing
it's an,
you're doing sexual acts.
it's an online version of that. So
In the end, it's their choice. It's
yeah, just
they're
whatever.
they're doing, and but how
how they will be living with that.
well, how hard would that be for you to think about if one lady or guy, whatever, there is a difference between the two when talking about relationships. Would knowing that a lady, she has an OnlyFans, and one day she wants to find engage in a serious relationship and build a family, what's the likelihood of her doing that? Because once your material is out, I think it's available out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all.
And what if one day you're gonna have kids, and
What do you tell them?
and the kid goes to school and the friends show them picture of your mom naked? It's like, okay,
Tough.
so what's that gonna be?
That's crazy.
Is it really worth it at that point?
Leave it up to them.
Leave it up to them.
So I just have a little addition to
Yes,
finish
sir.
that
Go
topic.
ahead.
There is a myth from New York Times. Men always want sex more than women do. It is untrue that women don't want sex or that men always do, experts said. For instance, one recent study found that women's desire tended to fluctuate more throughout their lifetimes, but the men and women experience very similar desire fluctuations throughout the week. So it's a popular myth that always man wants it more.
Yeah,
It's not true. So just to
it is different. Yeah, there's this idea.
we cannot generalize everybody.
Yeah, well, now
Don't-
we're talking with Don, one of our guests, and says like, do you know what's the percentage of time you think about sex throughout the day?
Oh,
And I say like 85%. And he says like, are you sure? I say, yeah. And I say, does it change with age? He says, no.
we need to bring him again. He's such a fun guy.
But yeah,
I love Don.
yeah. Sex sells, by the way.
It's been like
You
always.
just put a hot girl on a beautiful car, and you will sell, man.
Yeah, it's not like we didn't
It's-
discover that yesterday. It's been like years
It's
back.
been-
If you look at like Playboy from 1987,
Mm-hmm.
like it's been like years. So
Yes, there's this appeal, this change.
yeah,
But regarding to what you were saying, yeah, there's this conception that just because like we have testosterone, so we always have this urge. Some would say urge, but like to have sex at every moment, at every time. But that's not really the case. Does it say that women have the same, have similar similar to men, different times of the day. Yeah.
Well, I think this concludes.
So we're in the deep end.
Oh, we never said what episode is it?
This is episode 10. Woo!
It is.
Double digit.
I'm gonna try to put it together with the first part with the costumes.
Yes.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
So thank you for.
Thanks for watching.
for
So,
watching.
whoa, what's the time today?
Well, so it's here. It's 1:32. So
Okay.
plus like 8 minutes there. It looks like it's 1 hour 40.
Still be in the 140s.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for
Oh,
watching.
And thanks for
And
listening.
happy Halloween.
Happy
Enjoy your
Halloween.
time. Go for a party.
Go for a party. Have fun.
Yeah.
Be responsible.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't drive after alcohol.
Do
Get
not
an
do
Uber. Spend this extra money or Lyft, whatever. Don't drive. Okay.
All right.
Make everybody safe. See you guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Yes.